President Trump of the USA speech at the UN, United Nations, and these are extracts from the almost 1 hour speech that I managed to get. So here Trump speaks about, President Trump accused the United Nations of fueling the global illegal immigration crisis by funding migrants. And that's what President Trump said, that the United Nations is funding migrants and people to go to other countries. As Trump arrived to the UN, the escalator stopped working the moment he stepped on it. Big windmills are so pathetic, says President Trump, and he mentions China and mentions how China produces windmills, but China does not install windmills in their countries. They just produce them for other countries and Europe. Carbon footprint is a hoax. That's what President Trump said at the United Nations. President Trump also said that climate change, it's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world. President Trump said that the open borders and criminals experiment needs to end. He calls it the failed experiment of open borders, and he mentions criminals and foreigners and who became criminals and stuff. Europe reduced its carbon footprint by 37%, but then China and other countries, they made over 50% of pollution. So yeah, you can see the whole thing in the speech. This is he said to their face, and they need to hear it. Yeah, so I'm really good at this stuff, says President Trump. Your countries are going to hell if you don't stop what you're doing. And then President Trump said that it's not about winning prizes. He doesn't care about getting the Nobel Peace Prize. All he cares about is saving human lives and ending the wars. President Trump also called out the do-nothing United Nations right to their faces. President Trump just went berserk at the United Nations, says one of the titles. Not berserk, he just mentioned the reality of the real world. President Trump says that globalism must be rejected and countries need to be sovereign, national, with borders and with strong energy. President Trump says the future does not belong to globalists, the future belongs to patriots. And he's the president of peace, ending 7 wars in 7 months. Also, Trump was mentioning this whole thing about climate change and Obama, and how Obama would yell and scream about climate change, and then he would get on his plane, which was an old Air Force that was polluting like super amazingly, and he would go to Hawaii just to play golf. That's pure hypocrisy. And then Trump is the world boss, the countries. Trump also called out the drug trafficking cartels and also the Maduro regime in Venezuela, and he was looking at the Venezuela delegation while he was saying it. Trump said how he ended the wars and he didn't get any help from the United Nations. And also he said that the UN didn't do anything, and he didn't even get a call from the United Nations regarding those 7 wars that he put an end to, which are Cambodia and Thailand, Congo and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, and Kosovo and Serbia. And President Trump was asking, so if the United Nations does not end the wars and they don't help, then what is the purpose of the United Nations? So yeah, these are all short videos I extracted. Also, there's this video here in the European Union. Geert Wilders says woke is over, and the European Union leaders like Macron from France and Sanchez from Spain are finished. And people in Europe are fed up with the policies that are being enforced. And that's it. So remember what President Trump said, that climate change is the greatest con job in the world. Carbon footprint is a hoax, President Trump said. And Trump accused the United Nations of fueling this global illegal immigration crisis. And Trump said that this open borders is a failed experiment, and that your countries are going to hell, said President Trump to the world leaders, if they don't change the course of actions regarding immigration, energy, all this green scam stuff, and lots of other things. So see you in the next video.